All right.
How did you say your name? Okay. Hey, everybody. We're live today. This is Eve Hennessy.
And I am Tené Kosmyna.
Very good. I'm the author of Detox with Ease, and Tené is this amazing person with this great story. And I just want to start right off quick. So I just want her to talk about herself. What's her story? She had diabetes. She cured it, type 2. She was 200 pounds, and now she's a gorgeous goddess. So not that 200 pounds isn't gorgeous, but she's even more healthy and more beautiful. So let's go right to her. I would just want to hear your story. I don't really know that much about you. I haven't actually got to hear all of, how did you get where you were and how did you turn it around?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get started. How much time do we have? At least 3 days.
Oh my gosh, it's 11:11. Yeah, we can do. We could.
I love that. That's my number. Absolutely.
We can do. You have as much time as you want to take. So
okay.
After like an hour, I'll call you off. No, but you're fine.
All right. Well, let's see. First, we should welcome everybody. I hope everybody's on there and on here. If they have any questions, just please ask as many questions as they want.
Yeah.
Well, I should ask you first too. What are some of the questions that you get from people who have type 2 diabetes? And then maybe I can start there and then tell my story.
I'm not really, I don't really work with people that have type 2 diabetes, although I have read across it, because I'm more in the detox chemical sensitivity field. But I have read that diabetes can be caused by toxins and chemicals. So that's something that's of interest to me personally. But I really don't know anything about diabetes. So that's why I'm so excited to have you here.
All right. Well, my journey started many years ago, really over 15 years ago, to be honest. And I was one of those people, just like everybody else, who would try to figure it out, go to the gym, try to restrict food, try to just live life, dealing with the ups and downs of relationships and work and family and money and all of the things that we all go through on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. What I didn't realize, although I did realize, I was aware of it, mm-hmm. but was not allowing it to really come forth out of me, was you create from your inside. So I was there creating my outside life from my inside, and I was really chaotic. I mean, just imagine shaking up a bottle of something carbonated. Yeah. At some point when you take that top off, if it doesn't settle, it's just gonna fizz all over the place. And that's really what happened with type 2 diabetes. So many people have said, I'm just gonna deal with it. This is my life. And I really didn't know what was going on. So I was working every day, 9-to-5 job, going to lunch, just like the typical wake up in the morning, go to work, get your 15-minute break, go to lunch, sit, eat, enjoy, then go back to work. In that 9-to-5 span, you very rarely have time for exercise or anything else. You have time to go to lunch, and if you're eating with someone talking about the same thing over and over again about Julie down the hall, Bob in the accounting department, Mike over in the IT department, and how all of this is affecting your life and how you just really wish they would leave you alone or wish they would change things. Not knowing that all of these things, all of these what I thought was mindless conversations, were really adding to the cycle of thoughts plus feelings equal your actions, which give you the manifested result, whether you like that result or not. So I went to lunch one day, and I went in, and I think I had, mashed potatoes, and it was something crazy at lunchtime that you would think, oh, it's just lunch, they're offering it at this place, it smells really good, I'm going to eat it. And people will say, well, there you go, you had mashed potatoes, that's the problem. actually, it really wasn't the problem. That was just the icing on the cake. I went back to my office and I could not keep my eyes open. My head just kept hitting the keyboard. I couldn't understand, like, why, what is wrong with me? I just can't stay awake. I had never had narcolepsy at all. And I thought, am I becoming narcoleptic? I could not understand what the problem was. I just wanted to sleep. I couldn't do it. So I immediately called my doctor, and the doctor said, all right, come right in. I was her last patient. Got in there, drove. It was really difficult driving. And we take so many things for granted in our lives, but I'll get on that later. It was really difficult driving all the way across town just to get to the doctor's office. And I got there. They immediately took my blood. And then that's when they said, you know what? You're type 2 diabetic. And in that moment, it was like you see in movies of like, all of a sudden you become like a small person, but yet everything is focused upon you. And I felt like, oh my God, my life is completely over. I have no idea what to do. Well, that went from that to anger. Did not know what to do after that. But my doctor in that doctor's office said to me, but I have another patient, and that patient is no longer type 2 diabetic. And I said, well, wait a minute. I perked up because this death sentence of anger that I had of, oh my God, my life is completely different now. What am I going to do? Turned to, I really tuned my ears onto that frequency of what she said, which was a positive statement, which was, I have another client that reversed his type 2 diabetes with medicine. That's all I needed to hear. And it was the lightning. It was that light switch that just said, okay, if he could do it, I can do it too. And that's exactly what I did. I went home, and yes, I was still very sad, very frustrated, and I could not understand still yet again what I was doing or why this was happening. But I knew a couple of things. I knew I didn't want to talk about it with anyone, which in hindsight was the best thing ever. I will explain why later, why that is the best thing ever. But also, my mom was really instrumental in helping me, because she helped me see, and these are the types of people you want around you. She helped me see that, we're just going to look for healing foods instead of angrily eating or restricting myself of thinking, my God, what if I eat this? My glucose gets to 10 million. And it just went on and on and on. And we started really paying attention. I went to a dietitian. The doctor ordered for me to go to a dietitian.
Oh, wait,
I got a chance to understand.
Interrupt you for a second. I'm not sure that the video hangout is working. I know we have one viewer. Could you say, did you see her when she was talking? So you might have to, you keep talking, but I need to be trying to figure out how to hook up the live stream. All right.
Okay.
I think you can't hear her, but keep listening and we will be fixing it. I mean, you can hear her, but I don't think she's showing, but I will figure it out. I will figure it out, because it's, yeah. I just wanted to let people know that. We'll just keep going. It's still a great story. It's just, you'll see my face with her words.
This will be awesome.
Yeah, right? I'll just move my lips.
Oh my gosh.
So it's an amazing story. So
yes. So I went to a nutritionist. After going to that nutritionist, I ended up really learning the science behind eating. But what I did not realize what I was learning was I learned the science of eating physically, but I didn't realize learning that science of eating was really going to branch out to every area of my life on the invisible realm. And it really did. So the outer really was coming from the inner then, because I had to learn to do a lot of different things of making a decision to put me first, no one else, and to create the life that I really wanted, which was a life of having excellent health, mind, body, and spirit. And I wanted off of that medication. A lot of the times we have to have not a lot of the times, when we do things, we have to have a reason. Well, why do you want to do But well, at that point, I wanted to live. That was all I said is, well, why do you want to do this? Because I want to live. And I not want to just live. I want to live a healthy life, a long life. I wanted my eyesight. I wanted all of my extremities. I wanted to be able to not feel the way you feel when you're out of alignment, when you're eating or just not eating the correct foods. And you talked about toxins earlier. All those things were in me. So I I had to learn, and I did it. And so that's my story. And I made a decision to do this. I learned how to eat, mind, body, spirit, and soul. And from then on, I started teaching people everything I know. Because it's not what you know. You have to do things in a particular way. It's a formula. You may know it, but people don't know things but don't necessarily apply it. And that is what we call a knowing doing gap. And that's what I had. I knew a lot of things, but I didn't know how to apply it. But once I did, life turned around for me. But I had to make some decisions, some choices about what it was I really wanted.
Yeah, I have to tell you, the reason that I love talking to you and I'm really happy that you're on here is because I had multiple chemical sensitivity, which is a very physical condition. You're very sick, your body's broken down, your body's not detoxing chemicals, your brain's got situations, your nervous system. And I did heal a lot with just the health and the detoxing, but how I completely healed was definitely all things to do with my mind, my feelings, my energy field, all that stuff. So sometimes I haven't shared, in detail, like how that works. So I'm really happy that you just cut right to that. Everybody knows you got to change your diet, but how are you going to change your diet if you have to change the person who had that diet into a new person with a new diet. So, that's why I really like talking to you.
And that becomes a problem. You're so right. Yeah. I know. I love talking to you too. I just think that 99% of the world, we all think that same way, is that you think, I can go on the out. But it's really because we were programmed to understand it that way. Yeah. That we go on the outside to solve whatever the problems are that we're having instead of going inward first. So when you're programmed to go outside first, then what comes on the inside is not going to work. And really, in the end, it's your paradigms. If you don't change your paradigms, you won't change results. Simple as that. And when you say, well, what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a multitude of habits that have almost exclusive control over everything you do, over everything you think, feel, how you dress, how you act, what you eat, why you eat it, why you behave in a certain way, why you fix coffee in your way, that you fix coffee in the morning. All of these things go into place. Coffee is one of the simplest paradigms, because a paradigm is created by repetition or an emotional impact. So if your belief system starts to think that, for example, this is a great example. Yesterday, I spoke to someone that was just talking about just smoking, for instance. And she was saying that whenever her friends smoked, they would make it look so beautiful, and whether it was vaping or smoking or whatever. And sometimes when people that you see have a prominent personality or a very strong frequency that you're latched onto, you do want to be like that person. You do want that in your life because you believe that's exactly what you want. You want the same feelings and the interactions and the reactions to whatever's going on. And she realized in the end she didn't want it. But in going through that, we're all created. The paradigms are created by our DNA. So it comes from our parents, it comes from our environment, and you just, it's in you. It doesn't mean that it can't be changed. It just means that it's in you. So these are just things that, you think about, and you're going to, if you want to make a change, you are really going to have to change your paradigm. And that's when people like us come in that help people go through trying to get from where they are now to where they want to be. So I'm not sure. I can't see who's on here. I don't know.
We just have one person, which is kind of good because the whole streaming situation has gotten really complicated. Like, I don't think you're streaming at all. So what I'm going to do is, I think this is the best idea. Like, I'll just go through, I'll figure this out, and then we'll do a do-over. We could do it now, in 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes me to figure out, or we can do it another day. But I mean, it's a great story. We can put this out there because everybody needs to know, you get type 2 diabetes, your life isn't over. Your life just began. You just got a wake-up call. An illness is a transformational tool, and like.
But you know what? That would be awesome. We can always do a do-over. That is perfectly fine. But I also want to invite them to, I'm having a workshop on November 30th.
Oh, great.
And that is called weight release. And that all goes into everything, but it's weight release. And it's November 30th at 11 a.m. And you just go to our private Facebook group. I am going to put the link.
Yeah, put the link, and then I'll put it on the live video.
Okay, perfect.
And I also put your go-oncehub.com. I put that also underneath the in the description of the video.
What was it? I didn't hear you.
Whatever you sent me earlier, I did put there. 30-minute talk, how to uncover what may be keeping you from achieving your health goals. Those health goals you desire. That's amazing.
Yes.
And then, wow, that's great. You're having a, and then I'll put this into your weight thing.
Yep, November 30th at 11 o'clock a.m.
Oh.
And it's called Ditch the Weight. There it is. Take back your health.
All right. I don't see it in the chat part. See where before you wrote 30-minute talk about how to uncover what may be.
You don't see it there?
But you know what? I'll put it. I will get it. I'm going to put it in the. Oh, there it is. There now.
Okay, perfect.
But it might literally take me 5 minutes, but I don't think it's working at all. So we might have to totally. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
I was out making fires in the forest this weekend. I didn't do my due diligence of figuring out how to properly set this up.
That means we'll just have to do it. And that's perfectly fine. Hopefully, but then you know what? When people view this, hopefully they'll have questions, and hopefully they'll join the private Facebook group, and then that way they can learn a lot more about how to do it, because they're going to have a little homework assignment just to try to get them on track. So
that's actually a great idea. All right, so we'll do that. So you want me to keep this one up? Whoever comes in, they're just going to see my face, but they'll hear you. I mean, it was a great. How often do you, but you can't see her glow and everything. Like, that's part of, your amazing specialness.
Well, thank you so much. I wanted to say thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Do you want me to, I could literally maybe be back on in 5 minutes. I don't know if you have another meeting.
I do have another meeting, actually.
All right. So do I. Oh, no, I don't have one until for half an hour.
All right. Okay. So we'll make plans. We'll do it again.
All right, I'm going to hit off this live stream. All right, see you guys.